What's up guys, it's Zach with Upstairs Studio. Thank you so much for checking out the new video. I apologize for it being a little while since I've uploaded. I was in Hawaii getting tan and hanging out with my family. It was awesome. If you've never tried surfing, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. But anyway, today's video comes from one of my friends. We were talking the other day and he asked me, hey, I like the videos that you're putting out, but how can I record at home if I don't have this type of setup, monitors, a computer with dedicated software, any outboard gear, anything like that. If I just have, my guitar, amp, iPhone, how can I do that? And I was like, easy, I'll make a video on it. It really is pretty simple. It sounds a little more daunting than it actually is. There is, of course, a lot of trial and error that goes with it in terms of like positioning your phone in order to make sure that there is a little bit of trial and error in terms of positioning your phone to get the right sound, because you obviously don't want to be so loud to where it's distorting and just sounds all fuzzy and terrible. So there is a little bit of that, but I mean, for the most part, as long as you're getting a decent signal out of your amp, you should be able to capture it, even if we're going all the way back to the phone that I was using when I first started, which is the iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, sorry. The microphones are they're decent enough to be able to capture the sound. No, it's not going to replace an SM57 or really any studio microphone. But if your goal is to just put stuff on Instagram, YouTube, things like that, and just sort of get something captured, and you don't have the money to invest in microphones because they can be pretty pricey, and you're looking to just have a very bare bones setup, or maybe you just want to record stuff and share it with your friends, totally fine. This is the video for you. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. This should ideally turn on. Great. First step of recording at home, plug in your amp. All right, so I got everything hooked up finally. And yeah, so the signal flow is guitar, my Boss pedal, and then into the Raven amp. I do have my guitar down tuned, so it's in D standard, so it's a little bit lower than standard tuning. We can talk about that in another video. Just know that my guitar is probably going to sound lower than yours because it is. So here we go. Again, and then this is all being recorded on an iPhone 6S Plus. So no extra processing or anything. It's just raw sound, which when I was testing it out to figure out where I was going to put it, actually sounded surprisingly good. I think in this generation of iPhone is when they started to have like a little more active attenuation on the microphones on them, so it's not just like sound like a garbled mess, which is pretty cool. So they have like some limiting on there, which is nice. So then when you do things like this, a little higher gain situations, higher volume, it doesn't sound terrible. So I mean, really, there's not a ton to explain here. I have my iPhone about 3 feet away or so from the amp. It's on another pedal on the floor, and this is what it sounds like. So this is just the middle selection. This is all the pickups that I have there, and then my tone knob is at about 6 o'clock, so straight up and down. My volume's not too high. The gain is up a little bit higher on the amp. It also just produces a lot of buzzing sound, which is part of why I got a different amp, because it's annoying. And also, as I leveled up in my recording, knowing that I wanted to do this more seriously, I wanted to have a more professional amplifier, which is why I bought the Boss Katana. And I also have the Boss Katana Mini, which might be a good video to go over, because I think it was $100, and that thing is freaking sweet, man. Like, you have a bunch of different modes on there. It kind of removes the need for pedals. It's just a really, really good amplifier. It's pretty small, so it's only yay big, but really good amplifier if you're a beginner looking for your first amp. So that's with the distortion off. Let's go ahead and turn it on, see how much this phone can take. Feedback. there you have it. That's my beginner setup, just from the guitar to the pedal to the amp. You don't have to have the pedal, of course. If you don't have one, just remove it, and then you just go from the guitar directly into the amp, and then from the amp into the phone. Kind of think about it like water, which I mentioned in my first video. You can check that out up here. And just think about it like water. You know, your guitar is the source. It goes through the cord and then into the amp, and then your beautiful music just flows and gushes throughout the room, and everybody's happy. And then you just record it with the phone. General rule, if you have it 3 to 4 feet away from your amp, then you're gonna be good. It's gonna sound pretty solid. It'll have enough low end to where it doesn't sound thin, but it's also gonna have enough high end to where it's not just rumbly and terrible. So like always, guys, I hope that this was helpful and that you got some value out of it. Let me know down in the comments if this is something that is useful, if you want more beginner videos like this, or if you want something that's a little more, not necessarily advanced, but has a little more components to it, like microphone, miking techniques, or processing techniques, or limiters, or kind of understanding what compressors do. If there's other things that you want to see specifically, please let me know down in the comment section, and I'd be more than happy to interact with you guys down there and get ideas from you, because obviously I'm doing this for you guys to help you out and make sure that, you know, there's someone alongside you helping you out and showing you some of the things that some of them took me a few years to understand, and I'm more than happy to be a resource. So of course, please let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.